Hello my dear friends, hope all of you are doing well by keeping yourself safe. So today in this video I will discuss about the concept of polarization that occurs in the dielectrics medium through some numericals to give a better and a clearer view. It will give you a proper sound knowledge on the topic as I hope. So let's start. So the solved numericals, the problem number 1, it is mentioned here. It is stated that if an ionic crystal is subjected to an electric field of 1000 volt per meter and the resulting polarization is 4.3 times 10 to the minus 8 coulomb per meter square. So I need to calculate the relative permittivity or the dielectric constant of the crystal. So I need to find the value of the epsilon R. So what is given here, the value of the electric field is 1000 volt per meter. This is the vacuum, the free medium permittivity. This is 8.8 epsilon naught. This is 8.85 times 10 to the minus 12 farad per meter, and this is the magnitude of the polarization, that is 4.3 times 10 to the minus 8 coulomb per meter square. So I know we have the relation that P is equal to epsilon naught chi E times E, where epsilon is the free space permittivity, chi E is the electrical susceptibility times this is the electric field. And we have also the relation with the relative permittivity and the electrical susceptibility epsilon R, that is also called the dielectric constant. So epsilon R, we have the relation epsilon R is equal to 1 plus chi E. So from here we can get the value of the chi E is equal to epsilon R minus 1. Now if I put the value of chi E in this expression, so it becomes epsilon naught epsilon R minus 1 times E. So from there we can get the expression of epsilon R, that is 1 plus P by epsilon naught E. So here the magnitude of the P is 4.3 times 10 to the minus 8 divided by the value of epsilon naught is 8.85 times 10 to the minus 12 times the magnitude of the E is 1000 volt per meter, so it is 10 cube. So the value of the epsilon R, what we are getting, that is epsilon R is equal to 5.86. So this is the value of the material dielectric constant or the relative permittivity, that is epsilon R. Now we can move to a second problem, that is I need to find the electronic polarizability of an atom of radius capital R when the atom is placed in an external electric field of capital E. So you can see from these two diagram here, this is the atom, this is the positive charge nucleus at the center, and this is outside the positive charge nucleus, there is electron cloud. So when the atom is placed in the electric field, so the atom will get polarized. I have already discussed this phenomena in my previous video, you can check. So this is the after I placed the atom in the electric field, you can see the positive charge nucleus get aside and it moves towards, this is the electric field direction. So the positively charged nucleus moves in the direction of the electric field and the negatively charged electron cloud moves in the opposite direction of the electric field. So this is the positively charged nucleus here, and the negatively charged electron cloud just shift in the opposite side of the electric field, and still it is making a spherical shape of radius d. So the distance between the positively charged nucleus and the center of the electron cloud, it is now the new distance is small d. So initially the charge density rho of the electron, what is this? The Ze, the total charge is contained in the sphere of radius r, so it is Ze divided by 4 pi r cube, 4 by 3 pi r cube. This is the charge density. Now if I placed when I place the atom in the electric field, the electric field will act like that it will try to separate the center of the positive charge and the center of the negative charge. So it will get this kind of shape because the positively charged nucleus will get aside and the negatively charged electron cloud goes in the other side. So there will be two type of forces and there will be balance between two type of force. So one is the force due to electric field. So what is this? The Q times E, Q times the electron value of the electric field, that is Q means the total charge, either this is the nucleus charge or the electron charge, that is Zd times E. Another one is the Coulombic force that acts between the positively charged nucleus and the electron cloud. So the Coulombic force between the nucleus and the electron cloud, after the center of the positive charge and the negative charge get separated at a distance of small d. You can see from the figure, this is their newly positioned of this is the positively charged nucleus here, and this is the negatively charged electron cloud, and this is the center of the electron cloud. The distance between them is small d. So then the Coulombic force, what it will be, like Zd, this is the charge of the nucleus. Now I need to find the charge of the electron cloud. So this is the charge density, that is Jd by 4 by 3 pi r cube times, so I need to find the how much charge is contained in the sphere of radius d. So Zd by 4 by 3 pi r cube times 4 by 3 pi d cube divided by q1 q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. So the r is here d, so 4 pi epsilon naught d square. So this is for the Coulomb electron part, and this is for the nucleus part. You can see I am mentioning here. So it becomes z square e square divided by 4 pi epsilon naught capital R cube time d. Now if I balance these two forces, what I will get, that by balancing these two forces we can get that z square e square d divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R cube is equal to the force due to the electric field, that is Zd times E. So we have the relation 4 pi epsilon naught R cube times E is equal to Zdd. Now the induced dipole moment for the atom, what it will be, P small p vector is equal to Zd times d. So it is means it is proportional to the electric field, applied electric field. So and the constant is called the atomic polarizability, that is alpha E. So from this relation we have the value of Zdd, that is 4 pi epsilon naught R cube. So if I compare this alpha E with this 4 pi epsilon naught R cube, we can see that the atomic polarizability has a value of alpha E, that is 4 pi epsilon naught R cube. So if I placed one atom in the electric field, the atom will get polarized, and the value of I assume that the atom to be a spherical one, and the atom has the atomic polarizability of the value of 4 pi epsilon naught R cube. So now we will move to a third problem, that is this one. So this is the problem number 3. A solid contains 5 times 10 to the power 28 atoms per meter cube, each with a polarizability of 2 times 10 to the minus 40 farad times meter square. Assuming that the internal field is given by the Lorentz formula, I need to calculate the ratio of the internal to the external field. So we have the value of epsilon naught is equal to 8.854 times 10 to the minus 12 farad per meter, and this is the value of the atomic polarizability. It is written here, alpha is equal to 2 times 10 to the minus 40 farad times meter square, and the charge density, that is 5 times 10 to the 28 atoms per meter cube. This is the number of the charge carriers density. Now we have the relation, the internal electric field is equal to E plus P divided by 3 epsilon naught, where P is the external electric field. So at any specific point, the internal electric field, we can get the value of the internal electric field from this relation. EI is equal to E plus P over 3 by epsilon naught, and this is called the local internal field. From the Lorentz formula we can get this value. Again we can put the value of the P, that is the polarization, is equal to N alpha EI. It means alpha EI is for the one carrier charge, and if there is charge density is capital N. So if I multiply the dipole moment by the N, I will get the polarization vector. So if I put the value of the P in this equation, so I will get that EI is equal to E plus N alpha EI divided by 3 epsilon naught. Now EI by E, it becomes EI by E is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus N alpha by 3 epsilon naught. If I put the value of N alpha and 3 and epsilon naught, I have this ratio EI by E is equal to 1.604. So this is the ratio of the internal to external field, that is EI by E is equal to 1.604. So now I will discuss about some solution strategies for the problems involving the dielectric. So keep following. So problem number 4, some solution strategies to find the solution of the problem involving dielectrics. So what is our main goal is to find the electric field and the potential regarding the dielectrics problem. So using the Gauss's law for the displacement vector, and then I need to find the electric field by this relation displacement vector divided by the permittivity of the medium for the linear isotropic dielectric. Now suppose in a region where there is no charge and the permittivity of the medium is uniform, so we can write that and we have also this relation that relative permittivity is the permittivity of some specific medium divided by the free space permittivity. So epsilon r is equal to epsilon by epsilon naught. Now from the Gauss's law, we have this Gauss's law that divergence of D is equal to rho f. If there is no free charge, then rho f is equal to 0. So the divergence of D is equal to 0. Now if I put that D is equal to epsilon E vector, we have this relation. So D is equal to epsilon E vector is equal to epsilon naught epsilon r times E vector. So if I put this value D of epsilon E in this relation, what I will get, that epsilon times divergence of E is equal to 0. Now if I put E is equal to minus of gradient of V, because electric field is the minus of gradient of some scalar potential, that is the electric potential. So I will get this relation minus epsilon times grad square V is equal to 0. So it follows the Laplace's equation. Again, coming back to our original equation, that divergence of D is equal to rho f. This is the differential form. Now if I take the volume integral in the both side, the divergence of D times dV, if I take the whole volume integral, is equal to rho f times dV. So it means the inside the dielectric, if I placed some charge, so this is QF. So this is the charge that is placed inside the dielectric medium. So in the left hand side, from the Gauss's divergence theorem, I will get that this is the closed surface integral of D dot ds is equal to QF, and this is the differential form and this is the integral form. I will repeat again that QF is the, if I place some charge inside the dielectric, so that charge is defined by this QF. So now similarly, like for the Gauss's problem, I will just draw one imaginary sphere with the radius of r inside the dielectric to calculate the value of the D at any point inside the dielectric for some charge if I place inside the dielectric. Now for the imaginary Gaussian surface, the surface area is 4 pi r square. So the displacement vector times the surface area of the sphere, that is 4 pi r square, is equal to q. It means inside what I have placed inside the dielectric. So the displacement vector becomes D is equal to q by 4 pi r square. Now from this relation, if E, we have that E is equal to q D by epsilon, so it becomes q by 4 pi epsilon r square times r cap in the vector notation. So we can see that the electric field inside the dielectric get reduced due to the polarization of the dielectrics, and it is called the dielectric screening. So if I place some charge inside the dielectric, so the electric field will get reduced because due to the factor of epsilon, because this is the medium permittivity. So my friends, I am concluding my discussion here. Please do like, share and subscribe our channel Invisible Threads, and press the bell button also to get new updates every time. Stay safe and thank you.